Assalamualaikum, we are from BA2423B, Group 7, where we present about our topic today, which is investment and retirement planning. So for the investment planning, our financial status can actually be improved by making prudent investment. So we need a wise investment plan if we want to secure our financial future. Setting financial goals and putting them into a plan is the process of investment planning. It is entirely possible to successfully manage one's income and expenses using an investing strategy. We must balance those goals with the resources we have at our disposal. An individual can easily analyze an investment or retirement plan when they have a basic understanding of finance.
Hi, I'm MANISHA. I'm going to be explaining the importance and current issues on retirement and investment planning. The investment are maintained to safeguard you from unanticipated events so you don't really miss a recession. But some people fail in investing as they didn't have much knowledge about it. This knowledge includes determining the returns on your investment, the level of risk you should accept, and the level of income you can produce from your portfolio without taking unnecessary risks. That's inflation. People will lose buying power as inflation erodes the value of their money if they do not invest their money instead of keeping it in a checking or savings account. One of the current issues in retirement plan is age factor. Due to rising life expectancy and falling fertility rates, Malaysia is on its way to becoming an older country. As a result, a big concern in the future will be finding economic means for the elderly. This is significant due to perception that Malaysia's average life expectancy is rising to 75 years old and they would need substantial resources to exist after retirement, which is not enough right now. Besides, many employees in Malaysia live off of their EPF contributions alone once they retire. Some people might not have additional retirement funds. In actuality, retirees face post-retirement risks such as unforeseen expenses like terminal illness, falling income, and missed chances to earn additional income.
Investment in saving account. It can mean unexpected cash need, purchase short-term assets, or take a vacation. To avoid overspending, it is best to transfer the money to saving account for investment at the beginning of each month. There are three types of saving account, which are individual savings account, joint saving account, and saving account for association societies and clubs. Investment in fixed deposit account. Fixed deposit accounts offer higher returns than savings account, and the fixed period can range from 1 to 6 months. The interest rate is set when the deposit is made. Accepting deposits of any amount for term deposit except 1 month term deposit, minimum amount RM5,000. First, no interest will be paid on any 1 to 3 months FD that has not been completed. Second, no interest will be paid on FDs of 4 months or longer if withdrawn before the completion of 3 months. Otherwise, the rate payable for FDs withdrawn before maturity is half the contracted rate for each completed month that funds have been deposited. Third, anyone over the age of 18 can open an FD account. And lastly, joint societies, associations, clubs, and business. Investment in shares. Common stock is a type of stock that is sold to the public. Purchasing common stock allows stockholders to generate wealth through investment, returns, and dividends. An investment is the use of money or supplies to generate the best possible returns. Furthermore, investments aims to increase equity and liquidity. Effective investment management is required to ensure that investors' interests are always protected through the use of investment instruments, risk profile, and targeted returns. The purpose of evaluating investment management is to make sure that it is orderly, within the authorized limits of authority, and that all relevant records are kept complete and up to date. Furthermore, investing is the act of placing funds for a period of time in order to achieve the desired rate of return while being fully aware of the risks involved. Products range from simple bank savings to more complex structured financial instruments. Furthermore, capital market investment products securities include first, shares. Shares signify ownership in an corporation. Anyone over the age of 18 can buy a minimum of 1 lot, which is equal to 100 units. Shareholders are individuals who own stock in a corporation. Make sure your stock is classified on the stock exchange if you want to trade it easily. Second, unit trust funds. A unit trust fund is a type of investment scheme that pools money from investors with similar financial goals and reinvesting it in a specific portfolio. It consists of stocks, bonds, and derivatives. UT is managed by a licensed fund manager who strives to meet the investment objectives of the fund in compliance with securities laws. Third, private retirement scheme. A private retirement scheme, PRS, is a long-term voluntary investment scheme that can assist you in saving for retirement. In addition to mandatory contributions to the employee's provident fund, PRS aims to broaden the options available to all Malaysians, salaried or self-employed EPF. Each PRS includes a variety of retirement savings that can be chosen based on a person's retirement needs, goals, and risk tolerance.
Next, I will be present about several purposes and why we have to do an investment for our future. The primary goal of investing is to increase wealth. You may improve your financial status and achieve both your short and long-term objectives through building wealth. Besides, another purpose is to prepare for an emergency that will happen anytime. You will never know when an emergency will arise, which is the problem. But it is best to be ready at all times. It is preferable to have than to need, as the renowned author Franz Kafka famously observed. Last but not least, the purpose of investment is to maintain or preserve purchasing power for the principal amount invested. Your purchasing power decline as a result of rising prices for goods and services and declining currency value. You might find it difficult to maintain your current standard of living.
In July last year, Department of Statistics Malaysia (DOSM) Chief Statistician Datuk Seri Dr. Muhammad Uzair Mahidin warned that Malaysia has expected to become an aging nation by 2030. The latest available data suggests that the elderly present make up a little over 10% of the population, while the country has undoubtedly made great strides in reducing overall poverty. Data indicates that a large chunk of the population is still vulnerable to unexpected financial hardship. That vulnerability is reflected in retirement plans, and contributors face an all-out traumatic ordeal of 2021. According to his latest September data, active donors to the Employee Provide Fund (EPF) make up just over half of all registered members. This equates to his 7.54 million out of a total membership of 40.8 million. Of this, up to 55% of a 54 years old contributor have less than 50,000 in a saving for retirement. Last but not least, more than 80% of EPF contributors do not meet the minimum saving of target, around 240,000 by retirement age. And the bottom 20% of contributors average less than 7,000 in a saving. Even though the government has allowed EPF members to withdraw 500 monthly for account 2 to stave off hardship due to the COVID-19 enforced the shutdowns. This is unlikely to be a long-term solution. In any event of the bottom 20% of contributors simply do not have enough money in their account 2 to the last them of 20 months, even at a withdrawal rate of just 500 a month.
For retirement planning outlines goals for retirement income as well as the action and choices necessary to achieve those targets. Identifying sources of income, calculating consumption, developing saving plans, and managing assets and risks are all part of retirement planning. Planning for retirement enables you to have a life that is less anxious and stressful. Contrarily, retirement describes the time when a person is no longer able to work. A retirement fund should therefore consist of a well-diversified portfolio that can produce returns after retirement. The purpose of retirement plan is to offer financial security so that people can stop working a full-time job. As living expenses have increased, particularly the cost of healthcare planning has become increasingly challenging. Both the individual worker and the government must be held accountable for adequate retirement planning. Then you can live a stress-free, peaceful life if you plan ahead of time. Retirement days, on the other hand, are times when you are no longer able to work. To provide income after retirement, a retirement fund should have a well-diversified portfolio.
Recommendations: to be ready in case of an emergency. In the event of a financial or medical emergency, you would not want to be able to rely on anyone. With the right retirement plan, you can create an emergency fund that will retain you ready for challenges and uncertainties. Second, to reach one retirement objective. Every retirement marks the start of a new chapter. It is that wonderful time in your life when you can pursue goals such as traveling to new places, acquiring a new hobby, or even begin your own business. You might also be responsible for taking your child abroad to further his or her study. All of these goals are achievable with the right retirement strategy. Third, to leave a lasting impression. You have worked hard to make sure your family's life as pleasant as possible. Regardless of whether you are a peasant, you want to make sure that this comfort level continues for many years. When you plan for retirement and create your retirement funds, you can anticipate leaving your family a fortune. Lastly, one standard of living must be maintained. You want to maintain your current way of life ever since you retire. These costs are now debited from your monthly check. After retirement, you can plan for a consistent income to support your living expenses.
For the conclusions, investing can be done today, tomorrow, or whenever you're motivated. The idea is to grow the value of your money over time through the effects of these compounds, which have the ability to boost your money's purchasing potentials in the future and help you retire comfortably. And of course, the importance of retirement preparations and awareness among working young cannot be overstated. Individuals must know their lifetime route, return rates of various forms of assets, age of retirement, and so on while planning for their retirement. Thank you for lending your ears. Thank you.